Who allowed the Space Marine to smile? You know.
Why is it smiling?
It's smiling because
he has learned that his franchise is dead and he
Yes!
can move on to something better.
You know, it's like when you go to the theater and you see the smiling mask and the crying mask next to each other. That's literally what's going on there. Okay, so we're playing against each other, yeah? It's not the AI or something.
No.
I got a feeling that I'm going to meet Arch first.
I still need a moment or two to learn how the fucking Tyranids actually, work.
None of us actually know our factions, Arch. It's not like we're proficient at it. I managed to beat Sargon the other day. I mean, I would say that, but I would take credit away from the NPCs.
It's more, yeah, well, and my own mismanagement of my civilization.
The struggle was real. He was getting beaten by 2 robots. One robot was holding him and the other was punching him for all his worth.
Well, these giant indestructible robots turned up. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, to be fair, if you manage to piss off some... fuck, what were they called again?
Oh, I can't remember. Just
Yeah,
giant
big robots.
Yeah, if you manage to piss off a couple of those early, yeah, you're gonna be quite sad.
I mean, the game tells you that if you attack the NPCs, they're going to attack you back. And if you leave them alone, they're going to leave you alone. But I think it's bullshit. Like, I think they just automatically attack you.
Oh, they definitely don't leave you alone, no. But it's a whole lot about managing early game expansion, getting the neutral resource sites without pissing off things you can't kill.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 things that are really annoying are the enslavers and those big robots.
Enslavers are nasty, because you gotta have the ability to nuke them down immediately to get back your unit, otherwise, bad things.
And it's not like they have common sense and they just kill 1 unit and leave you alone. They can enslave like as many units as they want. I think they have like a 2-turn cooldown.
I don't remember precisely the cooldown, but I do know that the AI can be absolutely fucking ruthless. Like, if they think they can kill some of your shit, oh, they will.
Yeah, the AI is much smarter than the one in Civ 5, that's for sure.
It's ruthless. That's the difference. Like the Civ 5 AI, you can see it give you a chance to live. Like it chooses not to attack the weakest unit. It does that here too occasionally, but quite rarely.
I mean, in Civ, it's also moronic. Like, if there's a small choke point and there's water in it, which means they'll take increased damage. If they sit there, they don't care. They will just take more damage. They don't group up their units before attacking. Like, they will send a small line towards your city, so you can pick them off one by one.
Fucking enslavers already.
Happy Sargon. Think happy thoughts, that way they'll only enslave your happy thoughts.
Think about this, Sargon. When Marvel gets its hands on the franchise, the enslavers are going to just fade into memory. They're going to be pushed into the memory hole, because we can't have enslavers in a progressive universe. No.
Oh, wow.
The enslavers will be the least of everybody's worries.
Maybe they can lecture the enslavers about what they're doing is wrong and ask the enslavers to check their privilege.
Again, like, it's not all bad. This does bring a great amount of money and potential exposure to 40k. But, just anybody but this particular fucking company.
I think it's going to be the negative type of exposure, Arch.
Very possible.
think it's the type of exposure that murders a franchise, to be honest. Just look at... Well, on the bright side, every time Marvel starts a new comic, it ends up being cancelled in less than a year, so... One can only hope.
In fact, if it wasn't for the films, Marvel would be dead by now.
Oh, they're fucking the films now as well, like female Thor bullshit, Black Captain America, you know, all the stuff that killed the comics are now coming into the movies.
Yeah.
As long as they're fucking their own franchises, though, I'm happy to let them fuck their own franchises. I just wish they'd stay away from other people's fucking stuff.
There is no other people's stuff, Arch. The first thing they do is they decree that it's a community. And once they decree that it's a community, then they tell you how you need to behave in order to remain a part of that community. Like one thing that you don't do, for example, and you should, is to call out misogyny and sexism wherever you see it.
Misogyny. There's no misogyny in the 41st millennium. They've eradicated that alongside these, you know...
Very progressive.
I mean, I call miscegenation every time I see it. Or how do you... I don't even know the proper word when you marry outside your race. What the fuck do Americans call that?
Miscegenation.
Yeah, okay, so I was correct. I'm watching Arch's videos and he also not speaking English lately.
No speaky English? What?
I think in your last video, like 2 or 3 times, you stumbled on a couple of words.
That's because my brain works quicker than my mouth does. It's a genuine problem.
Man, the balls on these Neo-5s just attacking Space Marines like that.
Yeah, I ran into 3 of them, and it's less than good. Oh, this Synapse mechanic is painful. Basically, if my units don't run home to daddy on occasion, they'll freak out, and then they'll be useless.
Yeah, I know, but you got like an ability you can research in order to crack the whip.
I can, but it's not cheap.
Well, it's supposed to be used as an emergency. Basically,
Yeah.
Arch is playing the Tyranids, and if he's not... Like, they got some units which provide the mind control, like the Overlord from the Zerg. And
Synapse.
if their units run away from the Synapse, they get feral.
And in this case, feral just means that they'll be shit at their job, basically.
Doesn't it mean that you lose them, actually?
I don't know if you lose all of your... like maybe if you just lose all of your Synapse, but at the moment, they get negative modifiers, and pretty big ones, too.
Well, that's good news.
I need to get my phone to see the chat. Be right back. 2 seconds.
Alright, well, at least I'm kind of learning how these guys work. Vaguely, possibly, maybe. So, I heard Boreas had been touching thighs.
Yeah, it's, total horseshit, I think.
Okay, back.
You gotta teach him, Sargon. You can't just go around touching thighs anymore. That's not how the world works.
Well, it was 20 years ago, Arch.
Well, there's no statute of limitation on this, my friend.
Yes, I'm well aware, you know, not that I'm worried about anything, but like, it's just one of those things. We're in a post-due process era now.
Due process, such a funny concept.
Well, due process supports the oppressor, you see. So it facilitates the patriarchy, basically.
Of course. I mean, why wouldn't it?
What's really funny is that in Canada, for example, you can rape a woman, and after 7 years, you get statute of limitations, so you're off the hook.
Yeah, but that's raping them. Touching them is something completely different. Yeah, you gotta differentiate between these things.
Yeah,
Or
let's be clear, Boris
blackfacing,
isn't being accused of raping anyone.
So, Here's what I want to do this Halloween. I want to put the blackface and say that I'm Trudeau. Do you think I would get a pass?
No. I think he would be shot, probably.
Why? I'm the Canadian Prime Minister. Like, do they not support their Prime Minister?
Well, the question is whether or not they will. Aren't they doing elections right about now?
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder how well that'll go for him. I mean, if the Canadians aren't massive hypocrites, then they should kick.
No, I think it's tribalism, to be honest. And usually the guy that... and this is in any country. If a person gets one mandate, they usually get the second as well. It's very, very rare that they don't get the second one, you know.
I really hate the fact that my fucking Tyranids need loyalty. That triggers me greatly.
But it's not loyalty, it's Synapse.
No, it is literally loyalty. The resource loyalty. They need it, otherwise they'll rebel. Which is special.
I think they explained that it's like they're losing Synapse or some shit. Space Marines don't need loyalty though.
I guess it's just like, if any race doesn't need loyalty, it's the bloody Nids and the Space Marines.
So a BBC journalist died, and I can't find out how she died. She was 27 and she's died. It's like,
Jesus, Sargon, that went dark really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so weird that it's not. It's actually not said in the article why she died.
You know, I'm playing a game, minding my own business. It's like, by the way, do you know who died today? The Grim Reaper, bring out your dead, BBC. Ding, ding, ding.
Obviously, it's a tragedy and whatnot. I'm not debating any of that. It's weird that the cause of death isn't mentioned. That's all. Normally, when someone dies, the cause of death is mentioned.
Ran across some Antifa types. Don't want that coming out.
Shit, Art!
Unfortunate.
I mean, she might have been crossing the road or something. Who knows?
Using a walker, yeah. It's a sign of fascism, I've been told.
Typical Nazis.
By the way, the chat is asking you guys if you're playing Vampire the Masquerade tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Is it? No. It's
Wednesday,
Tuesday.
sorry.
Tomorrow.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Woo! Seriously, it's so weird that I can't find out the answer to this.
Accidental misidentification as fascist leads to sudden and unfortunate death.
Well, as long as you don't identify Jess Phillips as a fascist, everything is okay. I'm generally curious, like, what did they have with that old lady? Like, did she try to say something that they didn't like?
No, she was trying to cross the road.
Yeah, no, but maybe before that. Maybe she was wearing some shit. Like, I generally don't know, like... It's just weird, you know? Like, usually
Yes, it is.
they pick their targets, they go after people that have caps on or some shit.
Or are carrying cameras or other uncomfortable equipmentry.
Cameras.
Gotta be careful of those. The fascists, they keep spreading that damnable truth thing.
Oh my god, I saw a communist on the Twitter. I'm so, like, the only thing that makes me really sad that Sargon isn't on the Twitter anymore is because he was owning the communists so hard. There were like a wave of black flags surrounding him, getting BTF home left and right. And there was this communist saying that we should drop the metric system because it tries to turn reality into objectiveness because reality is subjective. And that's literally what the Nazis believe.
But it's also probably wrong. I mean, I don't think that we can really claim with any reasonable accuracy that there is no reality outside of our heads.
Well, you say these things.
Yes, I do. And I stand by these things.
I mean, if you go into the realms of mathematics, you can't get more reality than that.
Yeah.
Well, even that, it's like, there literally is no such thing as finished science because there's so many variables. Even mathematics, in some circumstances, 1 + 1 no longer equals 2.
Yeah, I mean, I
Circumstances
think
are
in
right.
complex numbers or some shit like that.
Or if
But-
you're talking quantum computing, in which case 1 + 1 could equal 3.
Sounds like horse shit.
God, I can hardly wait to see the hentai on the quantum computers, Arch.
I don't think they'll fucking do it. I am not at all convinced that they can do it. I
Oh
hope
my
they can't
god,
do
I
it.
got a 50 euro donations. I never get this. From Mr. Twisted Frenzy. Sargon, given how effective Brexit was in the bringing many old unresolved issues to the forefront of political debate and forcing politicians to discuss them, would you be in favor of making a referendum regular part of British politics?
It's been fucking nightmarish so far, I'm going to be honest. I think that I would rather just turn the country into a dictatorship and then do things myself. It would just be so much easier.
Oh my god, you do realize you're going to get clipped with this, right? Like, the next time you're out for elections...
Only an
you're-
idiot would think that wasn't a joke.
Oh, that stopped them before, have it?
Yes,
Well,
it depends on the child.
True.
You say that like only an idiot. What do you think we're arguing against?
There are many idiots, I concede. But yeah, so I don't know. Referendums are kind of alien to British constitutional life, so it's strange that we've had one, or a couple even recently. And I don't know, like they don't seem to decide the issues. That's the thing.
Well, probably it is as you say that there is no tradition for it, because
Yeah.
the very point of a referendum is that it is supposed to go, okay, this is the issue, let's get done with this.
Yeah.
And the
That-
Brits have
exactly.
done the precise opposite of that. This is the issue, let's see how we can fuck this up.
Yeah, if it was, if the people who are losing the referendums would actually accept they lost them, then they'd probably be great. But that's just not happening. So it's like, okay, well, I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, but you're then admitting defeat. You're basically saying that the politicians definitely do not care what the people want. So therefore we shouldn't have more referendums. Hashtag Jean-Claude Juncker was right.
Well, if they don't work, then there's just not much point from a pragmatic perspective.
I think you're going to get Brexit. And if they don't work, you need to start trying until, because if you look at the polls, like, the people do support the politicians that try to uphold the referendum. So, in a way, it does work. I think without the referendum, Labour would still be in power. Someone else asked me...
The referendum did result in Labour getting absolutely raped, that's true.
Yep. And Labour is probably going to lose some voters with this. Oh, EU, don't think we're going to leave yet. There's a lot of us that love you. We love you more than our
That's the
country.
Liberal Democrats. That's the Liberal Democrats that are saying that.
We love you more than our country. We love you more than air and life itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Labour's biggest fuck up has been Corbyn repeatedly going, "Oh, we want a general election, we want a general election, we want a general election." Oh, no, not now, we're losing, fuck.
Oh, yeah. It makes them look like total cowards, because they are.
Arch, someone asked me to thank you for helping him go to sleep at night with your 40k videos. It's like a bedtime
I've
story.
started doing ASMR instead.
Also,
A lot of money on that shit.
I was asked to come back to Vampire the Masquerade, and the answer is no. Let's see. What is more epic than a Space Marine on a bike?
A Space Marine with a chainsword on a bike.
Oh shit, I can spy on people. Orbital scan. I saw some chaos cultists that are getting BTFO'd by someone.
Good little things. You just go heal over there. Alright, well, so far everything's going well. I haven't run into any robots yet.
Me neither.
That makes me very happy.
Presumably that means they're on my side of the map then.
Do you know you can actually turn these things off if you want, or make them more difficult?
Oh yeah, I actually loved it when it was in its original release form, when the neutrals were way more dangerous than they are now.
Yeah, but you can turn it back like that. I think like this is the medium, so you literally have like an option to increase the number of the neutrals.
Oh yeah, no, they have toned it down from what it from what it once was. At one point, basically, where you would run into groups of 1 or 2 of these now, there would be 6 of them. Like they would be roaming hordes of like 6 Kroot hounds, and that was entirely normal.
Yeah, you can literally do that now. If when you start the game, you ramp it up all the way down.
Yeah, unless they've changed it.
Not sure about the patches. No.
Roaming Hordes 2020. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is that if the Imperium doesn't let the Tau in, then the Imperium doesn't have a future.
The Imperium is a white supremacist organization, didn't you know?
Yeah, for the people
Open borders for the Imperium.
Open borders. The Imperium needs chaos to survive.
It's weird how all the rhetoric fits so well, isn't it?
For those of you who don't know, Marvel is going to make 40k books. I was actually about making a video about it.
If
Comics.
the Imperium doesn't accept the Orc migration, the Imperium won't survive.
The Imperium doesn't accept the new work WoG.
They're also the new Space Marines, okay?
We must question why the orcs are wogging. It's because we encroach upon their natural habitats.
Oh shit!
No, it's because of Imperial exterminatuses that they're fleeing their homelands.
Precisely. We must take them in.
You know, I never understood this logic. Like, okay, so if you're bombing someone, wouldn't taking them in, taking people that have some sort of resentment towards your country and civilization after BTFOing them, maybe that's not such a smart idea, just saying.
Yeah, but if you don't, you're racist.
I mean, just wait a little bit until the wounds heal, you know? Like, imagine, you know, declaring war to Germany and then starting to take Germans in.
Well, America did that, and it ended up with the space programs. You know, it works on occasion.
Yeah, but it was after the war, actually.
Yeah, but that's exactly it. It was right after the war. In fact, they poached them basically straight from the army. It's like, yeah, you're coming with us.
Well, still, it was better than being sent to the Russians.
So here's a question for you guys to mull over, right? The UK government is debating whether to make vaccination compulsory because you don't own your own body anymore, right? But the counter argument that I've heard anti-vaxxers use, and I can't really come up with a good argument against it, is if vaccines work, what are you worried about?
Yeah, I'll tell you what the issue. Every single person that's infected with the disease is basically a petri dish for the virus to mutate and have new strains, which can eventually be immune to the vaccine.
Ooh, thank you. Good counter argument.
No problem. Anytime.
So
the vaccination
is justified
is,
in enforcing vaccinations, V?
Well, you know, when you have a medical crisis and you force people into quarantine, right? Like, aren't you taking away their human rights? I mean, technically you are, but in reality, it's for the good of all.
It is indeed.
In case of vaccination, though, I really do agree. It should be compulsory, simply because we pretty much know it works. Like, yeah, you could always make the argument that one day maybe the government will be like, I'm going to start putting cocaine in this to keep people addicted. But it's relatively unlikely.
I mean, there are certain vaccines that I have reservation against, like the flu vaccine, simply because the flu virus mutates so rapidly that it's kind of useless. But other than that, though, like there's a lot of vaccines that I have absolutely no reservation against. By the way, someone in the chat, Mork and Gork, Religion of Peace.
At least the hashtag Orkwatch still works.
There was actually, I think, a BBC journalist that was complaining that the orcs are made by the British lower classes.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, it's not made by the British lower classes, it's made by the hooligans team in football. Which might overlap a little bit.
Well, what do you mean overlap a little bit? If you've got a Venn diagram, you've got the British lower classes, and then within that you have a smaller circle that is the football hooligans.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that not all lower classes are football hooligans, but all football hooligans are lower classes.
Basically, yeah.
Hashtag not all, only some football hooligans.
That's a part of your British culture that I kind of miss.
What, football hooliganism?
Yes. Like, they came into Romania, they started shit, and they got BTF'd so hard.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because Romania has its own hooligans. And the people here are much more hardened and living the Romanian lifestyle than your little, bourgeoisie hooligans from Britain.
Wow, they're not really bourgeois hooligans.
Oh, compared to our standards, they are.
Yeah, well, right, possibly.
I'm starting to regret picking the Tyranids because I've realized I have a lot of units and my turns are actually starting to take a while. It's like, oh god, I have fucking 20 units. Maybe I shouldn't.
You should try Astra Militarum. It got even more units.
They do have a few units, yes. Like, you just rest.
What if Marvel just goes with the Horus Heresy thing, which is already established lore and there's no way they can fuck it up?
Yeah, Thor was established to be a male as well, and strangely enough, I don't think established lore has ever truly stopped these people. If anything, I think they take issue with the very word established in and of itself.
Well, no doubt.
You're ruining my hopes and dreams, aren't you? You know, 10 years ago, I'd have been so overjoyed by the news that Marvel is making Warhammer 40k comic books.
Yep.
Because 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been shit.
Now I'm worried about Netflix making a Diablo movie.
Oh, God. I'm still looking at The Witcher, and I'm thinking, like, well, it might not be the worst thing ever, but every time I tell myself that, I just look at it again. Like, yeah. It has a woman who's like, yeah, I'm gonna race and gender swap all of the characters, because, they didn't specifically say so in the book.
Oh my god. Not to mention, like,
excuse.
you
Did the
don't
Primarchs
make
put any of their pronouns in their bios, though, Arch?
Yeah, you
They
don't make
didn't.
a Witcher TV show because of the books. Like, most people know The Witcher because of the video game. Like, that's what made it famous.
It's a ridiculous idea.
Like, if you want to sell it, you already have the video games outlining it for you, so.
Yeah, no, like, the idea of focusing that series on the books is ludicrous. Normally, I'd be all for the books, but honestly, they did such a good job with the video game.
A super chat is saying, Sargon, it's sad to watch Boris ban trophy hunting imports. Brits invented hunting culture. Research how much money hunting gives to conservation. I hate these people. It's like Brits invented hunting culture. Arch. You needed to pillage these people a little bit more.
If I'm to be entirely honest, probably the Cro-Magnons invented hunting culture.
Nobody hunted before we did.
Yeah, nobody hunted before the Brits.
This is the new official line.
Sargon is going to try and become the new and next Oswald Mosley. The Brits did everything. I swear, this poor fucking planet, like, Kroot hounds, Vespids, fucking Psychnuine. God, this is just horrible.
Yeah, what are we fighting for this planet for again?
Because you're stuck on it, according to the Lord. There's chaos storms and you can't move away from it.
Oh, right, okay.
I mean, I guess, but the only reasonable answer here is to dust off and fucking glass it from orbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have ships. Chaos storms.
Screw it, glass it regardless. It's a terrible place.
And apparently there's also some alien artifacts people want to acquire, so...
Oh yes, the Imperium is very fond of alien artifacts.
The Inquisition is. And not only that, they don't want it to fall into the hands of the enemies.
That also is a very common extremist Inquisition excuse. Like, yeah, I'm not hoarding these fucking creepy-ass chaos artifacts for use of them on myself. That'd be silly. No, I'm keeping them from the enemy. It also got wire weed, which is basically barbed wire, except sentient.
Oh, good news.
Yeah, that's the shit that the red stuff on the ground that deals damage to your units. I love the Space Marines. The Emperor protects those who protect themselves. Like, the Emperor can do no wrong at this point.
Well, that is how one defines God.
Oh look, I found ambles. What the fuck are ambles? An ape-like Xena species native to the desert world of Luther McIntyre, which has spread throughout the Imperium of Man. They are a subterranean race able to move through ice, sand, rock at speed and prone to excavating long tunnels as homes. They don't look scary though.
They kind of are.
Have you fought them?
Probably at some point. But in the lore, they're pretty nasty. They're basically a cross between giant digging ants, moles, and buffaloes.
I mean, if you ought to put it like that, the Carthaginian devil looks a little bit nasty.
Carthaginian devil is an adorable creature. It's cute and kawaii, and just wants to be friends with people.
He wants to give them hugs, doesn't he? Man, I want to thank Mr. Twisted Frenzy again. I really needed the cash. I was a little bit desperate lately, losing subscribers because of the algorithmic changes and all of that shit, so...
I hate the new YouTube thing so fucking bad.
Man, I went on my phone and logged off of my account in order to see like what YouTube is promoting. Everything is cancer, just vapid videos, you know, like top 10 Pokemon, blah blah blah, you know, just utter shite.
I don't even mind the, you know, the vapid shit. It's what really annoys me is just the service changes. Like, not being able to see my subscriber count at a glance anymore, that infuriates me. Now I have to go to a separate tab. It's like,
Yeah, did you see it from 3 days ago?
yeah, it's dumb. It's like, okay, well, this is massively outdated and useless information. What was wrong with the old system?
Yeah, there's literally no logical explanation why they changed it. The only reason I believe they changed it is for Social Blade to stop tracking, you know, people like Chanel.
It does seem to be exactly that, doesn't it? It's just the fuck with Social Blade. Like, I can't see any good reason for this.
Yeah, it's literally just so that people can't point and laugh at retards when they do something particularly stupid and they start bleeding like crazy.
Yeah, that's what creator-on-creator harassment is. Like, and by the way, like, people were pointing out, who the fuck is Alfie? You know, the one that Susan Wojcinski went to? It's like, where did this guy come from? And now you can't. Like, now you wouldn't be able to say, well, this guy was losing subscriber for months. Sorry, for years. And it's like, why did Susan chose him? It's because he's a rich bourgeoisie twat. That's why. My guy, he had a video where he tried to live I believe, on $20 a day or some shit, and it's like, oh, I have to drink water from the tap? Ugh.
Oh no!
Jesus, the horror.
Yeah, I was like, fuck me.
How did you survive, buddy?
Tap water. I mean, come on. Is there any
Like
worse
a
torments in this galaxy?
Peasant.
He wasn't even allowed to put the water in the fridge because the fridge costs money.
See, on the one, like, the problem is, I actually kind of liked Susan to begin with because she was saying things that sounded alright.
Yeah, it's
But-
the Theresa May effect.
Theresa May.
She'll say something that sounds good.
Yep. And she'll know, the platitude, she speaks to both sides simultaneously. It's like, her Indian name literally should be Woman Speaks with Forked Tongue.
I mean, on the plus side, Crowder actually did get him to do something.
For him, I don't know if he did it for everyone else.
No, it happened for everyone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I found you, Sargon.
Good news.
Where is he? Tell me.
Southern corner, Arch.
Oh, cool, he's right next to me.
It means I can let you two twats have it at it, and then I'll steamroll over the victor. Gotcha.
Yeah, but we know that you're in the other side.
Which side am I, Sargon? Where am I?
You're on the you'll be on the west actually.
West is a big place.
It's not. It's a small map.
You think you're like God creating this planet, knowing if it's big or small?
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
I got a librarian that can fly. You know what upsets me is that the librarian in this game is actually weaker than the psyker from Arbites Astartes.
Arbites Astartes.
No,
that's
Arbites
correct,
Astartes,
perfection.
from the Astra Militarum.
Yep, Imperial Guard. The Imperial Guardu.
Imperial Gardu. My point was
Birthing
not.
Chanel, so.
My point was not the Brits invented hunting, but trophy hunting, which resulted in more money given to conservations than any eco group. Pay dollars to shoot something is good for the population as a whole.
Checkmate, do-gooders.
I mean, to be fair, that's not wrong.
Did you notice that Boris is actually going to has announced the release of a fusion, a fusion power thingy?
Yeah, but they don't care about that.
Yeah, but it's like Greta will remember this.
Greta can go get fucked. God damn
It's not on
Swedish
my
people.
channel, Arch. Can go get fucked on yours, alright?
I don't like Swedish people. They're bad, as Greta has clearly demonstrated.
Jesus. You know, that's literally
But
what they
Aaron-
want. They want you to insult her so that they can... Like, I saw the Swedish archbishop saying that she is, like, the second coming of Jesus or some shit like that. And there was
Are you
also...
saying she's not the?
Yeah. And there was also, like, the archbishop from Berlin, you know? And I'm thinking, like, everyone is comparing this girl to martyrs, like Joan of Arc, Anne Frank, Jesus. It's like, do you guys... are you planning something that I don't know? You
Yeah,
sick
what
fucks?
is it you're not telling us?
Well, you know, for her to really have an impact, V, I'm sorry, she's gonna have to have an accident. It's unfortunate, but you know.
She can have an accident on your channel, Arch, not on mine.
It's in the name of progress, Greta. Yeah, don't look at the train. It'll be fine.
You know,
We'll call
South
it a
Park
white
actually
supremacist
did
attack.
something like that with Cartman and cigarettes. You know, like, just eat the cupcake, Cartman. Just take the cupcake.
Ooh. Is that a V I have spotted in the distance? I believe it may be.
Come closer. Let me show you some Fight Battle Brothers right here. Ah, you slavers, fuck. I'm unaware if enslavers can actually enslave your hero units.
I don't think I've seen them do that, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't discount it.
Oh. Discovered an arch Warhammer.
Okay. Right.
To be honest, it's kind of bad to play like this. We should have played in 4 people. 2v2 is a lot better than free for all.
It's only because you're about to lose.
Well, it's usually like 2 people fighting, and the third one that stays out of it is the one that wins.
Trespassers.
Get off my lawn. Check Reta's IMDb page. She's an actress.
Well, obviously. Her father and grandfather are actors. Of course she is.
Well, all I'm saying is that if you have any blind people, bring it to Greta. According to the Archbishop of Berlin and the Church of Sweden, she can literally cure your blindness.
Oh, she's just the second coming of Christ. She might not have the same repertoire.
Oh, so she hasn't leveled up to the point where...
Probably, yes. That's probably what they're saying. I mean, we don't know if Jesus could cure blindness. He might have had to grind some, I don't know, Romans first? He did start off with the whole, you know, fishes and stuff, so that might be it.
And Jesus walking on water. Why do people act so flabbergasted by literally a level 1 shaman spell?
Why can I not move my guys away?
Because I'm murdering them. We have what one might refer to as a strict immigration policy in these parts.
Seriously though, like... This seems unfair that all of your units get to go before mine.
Seems unfair, but is it truly?
To be honest, Sargon, you shouldn't complain. Playing the Tyranids is actually a hassle.
They have way too much shit. I'm starting to get annoyed by that.
Yeah, Sargon, look at the units that have Synapse and take those out first.
There's almost all my toughest units, so there's that as well.
Can do nothing with my unit.
Yeah, but if you take those out, you're literally going to break out his army.
I'm trying to look. How many of your? I just don't get the opportunity to move these fucking Marines.
I hear loud whiny noises.
Well, why can't I move them?
Because they're dead.
I'm going to come and help you, Sargon, because I know you're the underdog.
Right. Now that I have established my dominance and we have been clear upon the border policies, Sargon, alliance against V? Yes, yes.
Look at her trying to whizzle out of it.
I honestly don't understand how the turn ordering works.
It does. There is no turn order. It's simultaneous turn, so whoever clicks first gets it.
Yep, but I clicked it right at the beginning.
You know what
I was just sat there, and all of your units kept moving, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's like, "Please wait, please wait." It's like,
no. You know what I suggest? When it's combat, when it's battle, we start playing in TBS, like gentleman agreement.
Gentleman agreement.
If you guys want, like, to me, it's fine to just see who clicks it first, but...
I'm a very large insect. I don't know what these gentleman things are. Now, if we're clear upon the borders, I shall turn my lance around and go nom something else.
Ooh, this artifact gives me more hit points.
Ooh, a healer unit. Now that is actually pretty useful.
Man, did you play Code Vein?
No.
Best game I have played in years. It's like Dark Souls, but with anime waifus.
Well, it does sound tempting.
And it's got lolly vampires too.
Well, considering the recent EU rules changes, I don't want to actually be called
No,
a
it's nothing
pedo by the
sexual,
law.
it's just like little kids that kill people.
Yeah, I think according to the EU, that's too much.
Really? What rules
They
did
have.
change?
What was the wording of the law? Well, it's not a law enforceable yet, but basically, anything that can be interpreted in a sexual manner is now considered child pornography by the European Union.
But again, like,
So
there's nothing sexual about it. It's just
that's what. See, they figured you might say that, V, which is why they added in the interpret in a particular area.
Jesus.
Interpretation has nothing to do with in law, ever, or at the very least it shouldn't, and yet, for some reason, we have
No, I
done a
actually
lot of
learned
that.
about interpretation at law school. There's the spirit of the law, which is the reason a law is passed, and the letter of the law. For example, anchor babies. The spirit of the law was to allow the black population to gain citizenship, right? The letter of the law allows anyone that goes into the United States and gives birth to have an American citizen.
Which sounds like an entirely unproblematic idea, really.
Oh look, I found a Chaos Rhino.
You did.
Sargon, can you fuck off so I can go to Arch? Just
Keep going east.
east.
It's a rhino,
gotcha.
V. It's not a threat.
No, I'm just asking.
Like,
for
what's it gonna
directions.
do?
I'm just asking for directions, you know.
Ooh, carnifexes, yes please.
It's like all I'm saying is stay the fuck out of my way. How on earth can those guys do 4.4 damage to a Rhino tank?
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it?
Rhinos aren't tank, though. They're just APCs.
Oh,
Different.
look what I found here. Baka 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 baka.
Oh, looks. Who found who will be an interesting question.
Needs more DACA. Oh, and he didn't want to take advantage of the turn orders. Aw, so sad. Wow, look how fast they evaporate. Hello. How you folks doing? Oh look, this is called flanking. Alright, where's my librarian? Alright, here it is. My librarian is like, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Fucking Kroot hounds. A worrying number of my units have just spontaneously transformed into chaos spawns.
Annoying with the turn is that I do not know which unit is a tank and which unit is supposed to be infantry.
Who says any of them are supposed to be infantry?
Ah, they die too fast to be tanks. Why aren't they throwing their grenades? Have a hand up then V. Tell Arch thanks for his Let's Plays of Oxygen Not Included and Ultimate General. I finally got them and they're a lot of fun. Yeah, especially when Arch keeps food poisoning his people.
Poor people. That's not my fault though, to be honest.
Whose fault is it?
Let's see. I believe, my dear V, you have bitten over more than you could chew.
That is correct. I managed to fuck up my economy as well. Should you go bother Sargon a little bit?
No, I don't think I should.
I mean, he's right over there.
I think I may have discovered what one would refer to as prey.
No, seriously, this game should show which Tyranids are actually tanks and which Tyranids are actually vehicles so I can throw the grenades properly.
I don't think that's necessary. I will send a little checker down to the south just to see if Sargon is maintaining his borders properly. In case he starts getting some ideas about exploiting my preoccupied nature for some kind of assault, which you wouldn't want.
Well, I hope the Space Marine city fortress is strong.
To be fair, it probably is. And I don't really have anything to break through that kind of stuff just yet, I don't think either. Not yet, anyways.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, I managed to fuck my economy so majorly that it's going to be difficult for me to recover.
I mean, what was that? That was the loss of 2 or 1 tactical? 1 tactical, 1 assault. Is that it?
Yeah, 1 tactical, 1 assault, and the rest of the units are beaten up.
I mean, I will be very surprised if that librarian gets away, let's say that, say it like that.
Well, let's see who clicks faster.
I also have a lot of healing, which is super useful.
The moment Sargon clicks enter, it's on.
I've clicked enter.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not done doing all of my units yet.
How many units do you have? Is it this all?
No. No, it's not.
Alright, well, where's the surrender button? Here we go. Holy shit!
Oh, what? You gave up?
I gave up.
Did you actually surrender?
Well, I gave up. There was nothing else I could do. I got
Hey.
I got my economy in shambles. There's no way I can recover from that.
Okay, well, I mean... I guess that sells it.
Oh, when I give up, apparently the AI takes over.
Apparently, yes.
Arch, I think if Sargon plays his hand correctly, we might have a problem.
I'm probably not going to play my hand correctly.
Alright, well... Time to turn south, I guess.
I guess so.
I was gonna enjoy eating all of these people, though.
Well, you know, this is how StarCraft courtesy is like. When you know you lost, you surrender. You don't hide your units amongst the forest and waste the time of the person that won.
That is true. That is true. There is certainly an argument to be made for that.
Jesus, Sargon, if you go to your right, you're going to have a lot of neutrals, a lot of Catachan devils and shit.
You mean my left?
No, you're right.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 Catachan devils, 1 of those robot thingies, no, another Catachan devil layer, some enslavers.
Ambles. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Why did your units lose health, Arch?
They occasionally eat one another for no particular reason.
No, that's not it. They took the artifact that gives you HP.
Ah, why did they do that? Oh, it's actually your AI.
Yeah.
That is vaguely frustrating.
Man, managing
I
the
don't really
economy
want
in
to
this
deal
game.
with the AI, though. It's
Yeah.
like,
I mean, you should just ruin the AI, in my opinion, but... The economy I left with, probably he isn't going to do well.
It's the collapse of a communist regime up there.
Yeah, I mean, managing the economy in this game is quite difficult. This is the first time I lose because I didn't plan properly. Yesterday, Sargon lost because of that.
You lost this one because you were like, oh hey, Tyranids, let's attack them, and there was a lot more Tyranids.
Well, it wouldn't have been a problem if I would have been able to keep making units.
Remember, V, there's always more Tyranids.
That is true, but there's always a Sargon, so... Yeah, like, my plan was I'm going to do battle with you, and then there's a big forest towards me, so by the time you get to me, I would replenish my army and have defensive positions there, but didn't work. At least my Space Marines are fucking you up now.
Annoying little AI Space Marines of all things. I kind of wish there would be... See, one thing I love about this game that, honestly, way more games just absolutely need to do, is that when I order all of my units to go to an area, they will intelligently... And if a unit then goes into the square they were going to, instead of stopping and requiring further instructions, the unit will simply just go to the next available square. It makes it so much easier to move large numbers of troops.
So they're like behaving as people should behave in the German army.
Basically.
For those of you who don't know, in the German army, if you can't fulfill the order, you're supposed to think about the next best thing and fulfill that.
Or, in the current German army, if you feel the order might hurt somebody's feelings, don't do it.
Isn't like the German Defense Ministry, Ursula, which is now the leader of the European Union, came up with shit like tanks made for pregnant women and stuff?
I don't know, that sounds ridiculous even for Germany.
Yeah, I heard that, but I didn't fact check it, so...
I mean, like I said, that does sound crazy even for Germany.
They did request that Romania puts up a woman for the commission. And it's like, that's very specific. So, do we need to check out the people's pants now to see...
Put up a man and claim he identifies as a woman. See what
yeah, honestly. But, you know, like, Romanian politicians don't have the balls to do that.
If anywhere had the balls, I'd have thought, you know.
Yeah, if I was Trump, I would definitely...
Watch them fucking say that's not a woman. Do it.
Yeah, no. If I was Trump, I would actually do that. I would say I identify as a woman.
Yeah.
And I'm the first
tell me
female
that's
president.
not a woman.
Yeah.
European Union.
Yeah, it's like, I've been reading... You know, if I was Trump, I would be like, I've been reading some bell hooks recently. And it came to my attention that I can just identify as a woman, and therefore I will be the first female president. And I am a type of person that likes to go for prizes, and I want to remain in history, so from now on, I identify as a woman, pronouns he, him.
Like fucking boom, glass ceiling smashed patriarchy.
I don't dress in a feminine way because that panders to patriarchal stereotypes.
Yeah. It's like, boom, glass ceiling smashed. Take that, patriarch.
Suddenly, Trump became the forefront in the fight against the patriarchy.
So for 2020, literally, vote for me because I'm a woman. I wonder, like, I think you would lose votes with the evangelicals, though, if you did that.
Well, you just go to them and say, I'll say what I like. They wouldn't even listen to that kind of nonsense.
Nuke the smarmy nerds. By the way,
who else are they going to support?
Do you know what I figured out with Sargon? That incel is the new slur for nerd. Like, if you replace every time the left calls someone an incel, you replace it with a nerd, it actually makes sense in the sentence.
It's the same sentence.
Yes.
I saw Dangler get into a bust up with some verified Labour supporter, and they instantly tried to call him an incel, even though he recently got married.
No, like for that is it. That is literally it. Like, incel for them is nerd. So he's basically saying, you know, like, a nerd can be married, and the nerd is a person that requires bullying.
I don't know.
The nerd is an
It
incel.
seems, but it seems a bit odd to accuse someone of being an incel who's given many a trap the Pringles can. But
By the way, whatever happened with the cyberbullying fear-mongering? Remember when that was a thing?
Yeah. Then Zoe Quinn.
Zoe Quinn done it! It's like, oh shit. You know, cyberbullying isn't so bad now. 'cause
Then
otherwise-
Zoe Quinn killed someone, and
Man, I tell you what, when I'm playing Dota now and I want to bully someone, I'll get the professionals. I'll get Zoe Quinn to do it. Like, when she did her shtick, what was it? Crash Course
job or
Override or something like that, right? And it was like a anti-bullying thing. I thought this to help victims, but no, apparently it's to help the perpetrators. I mean, imagine
Remember
being so
bullying
good at
ones?
bullying, you're actually the cancer that is literally killing game developers.
Bully Hunters was such a cringe thing.
It was
Oh
so
my
funny.
god.
Bully Hunter 69 has joined the game.
Like, you can't say it without it being tremendous cringe.
How about
it's
the
amazing?
How about a 40k anime? There'd be massive anime, memories, and no wokeness. The thing with 40k, I think it should be anime because there's so much special effects and bullshit done in it that it would be very difficult to have it in a TV show because of the budget. So if you were to make like a really good anime with 40k, mwah.
40k would be very compatible with anime. It's got the right tone. It's got the right level of silliness to it. It almost is like an anime in the way its universe is structured.
Yeah, like
It's
this
pretty
is why I
grand for
think a
space
TV
opera.
Yeah, a TV show at 40k would be actually horrible because they would not have the budget to pull out, you know, all the cool special effects and massive battles and shit like that.
I don't know why this is inspiring me to develop an intersectional form of fascism, but it really is.
Intersectional
But
fashion.
it's already developed, Sargon. It's called social justice.
No, that's communism. Like, we need structures and order placed at every intersection of, you know, every intersecting identity.
Well, you know when they say everything is political, that is cultural fascism. It basically means that
Well,
you,
it's totalitarian, yeah.
yeah, you don't
But
have
like
your personal space anymore. Like literally
Yeah, but
whatever
in-
you do can and will be judged.
Yeah, but instead of deconstructing the barriers and boundaries, we should build them up.
That's a wonderful idea.
That's what I mean. It's intersectional fascism.
Constructing
communism.
boundaries.
We
So-
should identify a boundary and barrier and basically corporatize that, bureaucratize it. It'll make life utterly insufferable, and maybe they'll just be like, maybe this whole thing was a bad idea from the start.
So well, don't they already have that when it comes to like who gets to speak, and it comes to the oppression scale? Like this person is more oppressed than you, so you need to shut the fuck up.
No, that's different. That's power play.
It is fascism,
Party
Sargon.
privilege.
Here's my question, right? If you have someone that identifies as a non-binary demi-fox, how are you supposed to interact with them? Because I know how I'm supposed to interact with a woman, right? Like
Well,
you're
you
supposed
just
to
set,
open
you just
the door.
set general rules. For example, if someone identified as non-binary, you would have a set of explicit rules and behaviors that they'd have to follow, all for the greater service of the state.
The non-binary
Everything
demi-fox
within the
squad
state.
regiment.
Nothing above the state. Nothing
Yes.
beyond the state.
You see, now you understand that this could become a very far-reaching thing, just like intersectionality. We would have to establish, like, whatever hierarchy using reason that we wanted, and then, the sky's the limit.
Can you imagine having a regiment of non-binary demi-foxes in the military?
Yeah, but like, I know what they're going to say. They're going to be like, "Well, hang on, fascism's bad," and I'll be like, "Well, that wasn't true fascism. True fascism has never been tried."
True fascism has never been tried.
Yeah.
Point.
No, I'm not an authoritarian fascist. I'm an intersectional fascist. That's something different. I don't approve of what Mussolini did. Our fascism is going to be different. See, this is you could literally
Third
mirror
wave.
all their fucking language.
Third wave fascists.
It's so dumb. It's just like
Well, a lot of their creeds are very compatible. Like the personal
Yes.
political is an extremely fascist statement.
yes, it is, and this is what honestly I genuinely think the fascists are basically socialists who realized that
That belongs on a shirt, Sargon. Third wave fascism.
no, I'm not going to say that, but like to achieve what they want, they have to take over everything. So the fascists just embraced it as a moral good. And it's like, well, why wouldn't we do this with intersectionality? Because like the results are going to be that, like, the destruction of the nuclear family, all this sort of stuff. it's going to do actual damage. But now we're in an intersectional world. We have to construct those social systems that intersectionality spent time deconstructing. So it's like, okay, now we have to construct why people must do X. And it's like, okay, but that's going to be fucking prescriptive. You know, that's going to be like, you know, we're going to force you to do it using the state. It's like, okay, well, good. That's the world they wanted. It's so short fucking sighted.
Hey V, question. What happened to that chick you used to stream with?
Sarah?
Yeah, what happened to Sarah?
I still streamed with her like 3 days ago.
Oh right, okay. I must have missed it then.
Yeah,
Next
she's
question.
making
Does she have a penis?
No. She's making interesting videos, really harrowing though.
Yes, they are.
Oh.
No, they're excellent videos, but they are harrowing.
I need to look those up then.
Yeah, it's Daughter of Albion.
I like me a good harrow.
Daughter of Abelon.
Albion.
Albion?
Albion.
You British.
Babylon. That is a
Abelon.
beautiful.
It's certainly Albion.
It's as in like, you know, Old England, Albion.
The ancient Greek word for Britain.
Yes.
Now is the time to attack Arch Sargon. Enslavers are
Oh, wow.
capturing his units.
I've just discovered that I can sacrifice some of my population to increase production and loyalty. Now, if I'd known about this earlier, I would have been sacrificing people all over the place.
You know, I'm actually thinking like Aztecs were sacrificing humans in order to get boons from the gods. But if they never got boons from the gods, doesn't it mean that they weren't real human sacrifices?
Good point. Good point. We define everything by its outcome.
Real human sacrifice has never been tried.
Is this the perfect fascist state? If not, real fascism has not been tried.
Oh yeah, you guys are playing 40k, aren't you? Like
Yes,
nerds.
we are, like nerds.
Nerds.
Like yourselves.
I don't know, man. I don't mind. I quite like the lore of Warhammer, and I don't mind the way the mechanics works. But every time I've been near a Games Workshop, like I don't know, the smell is a bit off-putting.
Are you calling them incels, Scrump?
No, I'm calling them unwashed. Is what I'm calling. I'm
Well.
calling them in dire need of soap.
Not untrue, but they're often, you know, younger. It's overlooking.
Antiperspirant exists.
Managing an economy is hard. See, this is why the socialists always fuck it up. Hey, give us complete control of the economic life of your nation. Why?
Why not?
Because you'll fuck it up like I did here. Like V did.
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought about this. The problem with totalitarianism is that they try to micromanage everything, and no person can micromanage everything.
Yeah.
The thing with a free economy is that just it auto-manages itself, you know? People just go after their own
Yes.
interests, and for some goddamn reason it works.
Well, it's because you set a series of rules, and then all you have to do is intervene when the rules are broken. But 90% of the time, people aren't going to break the rules because the rules are pretty fair.
Yeah.
So there's no point. You don't want to break the rules, you know. It's a really great system. And one that's predicated on trust in the individual, which obviously the socialists and fascists just don't have.
So V, another question. Why does everyone in Romania like Puma so much?
Sorry?
I see fucking
Excellent
Puma
question.
tracksuits everywhere when I'm in Romania.
The tracksuits? The
Yeah,
fashion-
Puma. Everyone wears Puma trainers, Puma tracksuits. I saw someone with a Puma phone.
Oh,
case.
because they're cheap, man. People can't afford expensive clothes.
Puma's not that cheap.
No, but it's also a brand.
Maybe
so
in
you get
Romania
to have
it is.
something cheap that's also a brand.
Fair enough. I thought like the traditional like Eastern European dress was Adidas.
some people. I think I still have some Adidas's. Yeah.
Is that what the rich Romanians wear?
Shit.
All those super chats are laden in V and Adidas.
He's got Adidas and gold chains,
Yeah.
cheeky Sony breekies.
V, that's a racist stereotype. You don't have to stand for that.
No, it's true.
If stereotyping is true, is so wrong, why am I always right?
Yeah.
It's not racist if it's true.
Which will be my legal defense.
You can literally like the way you can use Adidas is like a GPS. The more people have Adidas's, the further east you are. When everyone is wearing Adidas's, you know you reach Russia.
Distant cheeky breeky.
Man, I had a nightmare today. I dreamt that I was in my underwear and the camera was rolling and people on the internet saw me.
You had a dark side film
That
moment
is
in your
not.
dream.
Yeah, for those, some people that's not a dream. That's reality.
Yeah, some people that's their career. Like you get on Twitch, V.
Be confirmed cam girl.
I bet you'd make money.
Well, I am
To be
packing, but I
completely
don't know if
honest-
people want to pay for the package. You know?
Again, if I had good tits, I would
If I had
it'd
good
be
tits, I
easy
would
money.
happily.
If I had good tits, I would organize wardrobe malfunction after wardrobe malfunction.
I'd be a multi-millionaire like Belle Delphine.
Sargon of Akkad bathwater.
My gamer girl bathwater would be a regular fixture on my store.
Seriously, you need to sell some bathwater. How would you call it? Pompous internet
Gross.
bathwater, or how?
It's obviously skeptical bathwater.
Yeah,
Skeptical
skeptical
bathwater.
bathwater.
You pour it on people's bad arguments.
Let me check this out. New Renaissance. I can't log on Streamlabs. I'm on my phone right now. I'm sorry. But if you type what you said there, I'll read it out loud. Can you? Can anyone in the chat press 1 if you would buy Sargon of Akkad bathwater? I'm genuinely curious how this.
Yeah, they'll press 1, but they won't pony up for my bathwater.
Yeah, the conversion rate's awful.
Yeah.
I show the spreadsheets.
Here's the tracks with money. Squat for me, baby.
I'd buy a V tracksuit though.
V brand tracksuits. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Tracksuit.
Look, there's a lot of people that would buy your bathwater, Sargon. How would you explain that to
Listen-
your girlfriend, though?
V, if you carry on like this, I'm going to remind you that a channel called The Annoying Orange has nearly 9 million subscribers.
Oof.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's under the algorithm.
We're in a depressing world, mate, okay?
Oh my god, I forgot.
I bet the algorithm. In fact, I know the algorithm promotes it because I haven't subscribed to anything on my new channel, and so I'm just seeing what YouTube automatically recommends, and that's one of those things.
Dylan gave me $2 down payment for Sargon's bathwater. Sargon, did you get your wife a Sargon Senpai pillow?
Ah, no, but I fucking should. It's her birthday coming up soon as well.
Can you imagine getting that for your birthday? Like you expend some expensive iPhone or some fancy watch, or some trip to the Himalayas.
I get a picture with my face on it. A pillow with my face on it. She'd love it. She'd be very happy, I'm sure.
Oh.
Oh god, that reminds me of the time I've had a couple of people because I once tweeted out the PNG version, the large transparent version of my avatar, and had a couple of people make T-shirts out of it and stuff.
No.
To be fair, I've had one I've worn at meetups that I made for myself, but yeah, I think the weirdest moment I have is when someone sent me a picture of themselves in the T-shirt, and just the T-shirt.
So, do you want to hear what YouTube's recommending to me under news and politics?
Go on.
Oh,
CNN,
fuck. Is it on
MSNBC,
Orange?
Fox
Still.
News.
No, the first thing is the Young Turks,
Of
then
course.
CNN, then the Majority Report with Sam Cedar, then the Associated Press, then BBC, then the Rock Newman Show. And
Who?
the thing is, if I go along a bit, I get Comrade Stump, which is a Trump fan page. So it's like, okay, well that's all right. Could be
By the way,
worse.
tell us about the philosophy tube with homeless people purchasing houses.
Well,
Oh,
that's
God.
literally his opinion on how the housing market works, apparently. I don't really understand why he would think that.
Yeah, I know when you go
Yeah.
to one of these, what do you call them? Home salesmen? Like the companies that, sell you houses.
Wasn't that in a video
yeah.
that he made quite literally defending the Soviet Union's handling of Chernobyl?
Yes. Yes, he was.
So,
But when you
what
go
did he
to
do?
purchase a
What did he say?
house, there's literally a big line of homeless people blocking the door. It's quite difficult to get in.
Yeah, but he literally said if everyone owned a house, there would be no housing market. And it's like, does he think that people are stuck?
Yeah, I mean, people don't have kids.
Like, They,
People want smaller houses.
yeah,
the population
that-
doesn't shrink, and maybe some people want 2 houses.
I mean, does he literally live in the village in which he was born or something?
Maybe.
Like,
He
Literally,
does look a
but-
bit small village.
But how many homeless people have ever bought a house?
Well, all I'm saying is that the homeless housing market crashed in 2008.
That is a genuine problem too, by the way. Like, I know a guy who used to work in a Norwegian system offering housing to the homeless, who's literally giving away these relatively simple house and apartments. And the problem was, like, a lot of homeless people just didn't want it. For them, it was kind of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in
Sargonites.
the UK, in the UK at least, rough sleeping is a choice. Especially in the major cities, there is, well, more than enough provision for all the homeless people.
Communism stole my genes. Well, here's the thing. If you're a homeless person and you get a house, how are you going to pay the bills? Like, eventually you're going to default and be homeless again.
I mean, it's never just that. Like you said, a lot of people, especially in the US, like California's a big one for people choosing like the drifter lifestyle. Especially because California will pay them to be homeless. Like, they kept wondering why people were just sitting on the sidewalk, shooting up drugs all day. It's because you're paying them to. It's because you're allowing them to live like that. You fucking idiots.
Sargon and Archer are finally at it. Yeah, Sargon, I'm sorry to say this, man, but you don't stand a chance.
Okay.
Go to higher ground.
Anyway, I will leave you launch to your Warhammer game. I just wanted to come in here and call you all nerds.
People want me to zoom in on the stuff. Here you go. Yeah, the simultaneous turn is kind of shite when you actually engage in combat.
It is a bit of a problem, yes.
Nobody's doing anything, and I don't know why.
Talk about the Polish director suggesting men's rights to vote is to be taken away. So, who's going to enforce that? Like, are men going to enforce other men not voting? Or how do they plan on doing it?
I don't know, but why?
Remember, like, the same stupid idea with the curfew. It's like, don't let men walk after 7 p.m. It's like, who's going to enforce that, you morons?
Yeah.
Oh no, the women are making sure men stay in their houses. Ooh. To be honest, I would like a curfew where I'm not allowed to walk after 7 p.m. Because I would be like, when your girlfriend asks you to go and buy some shit, you're like, sorry, I can't. It's curfew.
I'd like to be impressed,
honey.
so I don't. So when my girlfriend wants me to do something, I can.
Give me neckbeard water. Look, someone paid $2 for Sargon's bathwater.
Flying Hive Tyrant, yes, please.
I'm waiting for this rhino to execute its fucking order, but it's just not doing it. So I just have to not worry about
I
it.
just realized that the Zerg wouldn't stand a chance against the Tyranids because of the shadow and the warp effect.
Shadow and the Warp is a bit of a bastard, yes.
But other than that, the Zergs would probably win because they evolve much, much faster. Like, we're talking seconds. Tyranids don't evolve that fast. And the regeneration is also seconds. Tyranids don't regenerate that fast.
So they'll win because plots. Which, to be fair, is probably the reason, yes.
Why not just release the Nurgle Plague on the Tyranids? That would stop them.
Nothing will stop them.
Inquisitor Darkhammer stopped them.
Nothing will stop the Tyranids.
Apparently the
Very good.
Necrons are uniting to fight the Tyranids Archer. Should I read on more fresh lore?
God, this sounds like a Vice article.
Yeah, the fresh lore sounds like shit, so I think maybe not.
Apparently the Necrons aren't a united front anymore. They got like different dynasties and shit, and they're trying to unite themselves and fight against the new Tyranid invasion.
Yeah, that happened a little while ago.
No, but it's going to happen again, because apparently like after destroying the last arm of Leviathan, or whatever the fuck was it, there's more tentacles coming, so... We're playing Battlefield Armada. The Tyranids are really fun. The game looks boring. It's like Civilization, basically, with the Warhammer 40k units.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Anyway, I'm off. Need to wake up early tomorrow. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the donations. See you all tomorrow. And thank you for the game, guys.
So, yeah.
So, Vampire the Masquerade on Wednesday for the chat, yeah?
Yes.